Welcome to Brain Alpha. We've all been there, right? That moment you're about to get some feedback and you just feel this pit in your stomach. But then every once in a while you get feedback that, even if it's tough, feels totally different. And that's the big question, isn't it? One conversation can make you want to just pack it all in, and another can light a fire under you. Today, we're going to crack the code on what exactly makes that difference. First, let's just sit with that awful feeling of bad feedback for a second. You know the feeling. You poured your heart and soul into something, and the person giving you feedback starts talking. And immediately, that physical reaction just takes over. Your body literally goes on high alert. Wow, what a perfect way to describe it. It's not just your body, your mind just shuts down. All your creative, problem-solving energy vanishes. Your brain isn't trying to fix the issue anymore, it's just trying to survive the moment. It's a total shutdown.
Okay, but now let's flip the script. Think about a different time, maybe from a great coach, a teacher, a boss who just got it. The feedback might have been even more direct, maybe even harsh. But instead of that door slamming shut, something else happened. You felt this surge of energy and thought, okay, let me try again.
So what is the secret sauce? What's the real difference here? Well, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty by looking at the methods of a true master of communication, the famous K-pop producer J.Y. Park. If you've ever seen him on an audition show, you know J.Y. Park can be brutally honest. He gives these incredibly tough critiques. But the result is fascinating. Instead of making people want to run for the hills, it makes them want to work even harder. They feel seen, not judged. So what is he doing? And this is where we get to the core of it. The secret isn't some magic script or a clever communication trick. It's all about the fundamental mindset of the person giving the feedback. It's something that's decided before they even open their mouth. That's right. The effectiveness of your feedback is pretty much set in stone based on your deep down belief about the person you're talking to. People have this incredibly fine-tuned radar for your true intentions. They can feel what you really think, no matter how carefully you choose your words. So it really boils down to these two mindsets. On one hand, you have the cannot mindset. This sees the person as fundamentally flawed, as incapable. Any feedback coming from this place feels like a final verdict. But then there's the not yet mindset. This sees the person as being on a journey. It separates their current performance from their ultimate potential. This analogy just makes it so clear, doesn't it? One is a judgment. This is a terrible house. It's a dead end. The other one? This house just isn't finished yet. It's a statement about progress. It doesn't close the door. It points to the work that still needs to be done. And that one shift in perspective changes absolutely everything. Okay, so let's say you've got the not yet mindset down. You truly believe in the person's potential. Awesome. But you still have to deliver some tough news without setting off all those internal alarm bells. So how do you do that? Well, there's a specific, actionable framework designed to do exactly that. J.Y. Park uses this simple 3-step structure. Yes, bad, 4. First comes the yes. You find a specific, genuine good point. This creates safety. It disarms that fight or flight response. It says, I see you, and you're not being totally rejected. Then you deliver the bad, but you frame it as a fixable problem, not a flaw in their character. And here's the most crucial part. You end with 4, a clear, specific, actionable next step. You literally hand them a compass for the future. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't this just that old, lame compliment sandwich? And it's a fair question, but they are fundamentally different. The compliment sandwich is really about making the manager feel more comfortable. It usually ends with some hollow praise that leaves the employee confused. The yes, bad, 4 structure is all about the recipient's growth. It connects the problem directly to a future action, which keeps their brain right where you want it, in problem-solving mode. But even with this great structure, that bad part is still a minefield, right? You phrase it the wrong way, and boom, all those defensive walls go right back up. So how do you talk about the problem without making it feel like an attack? The key is using what's called an I message instead of a you message. If you say, you haven't practiced, it sounds like a fact, an accusation. And what's the immediate human reaction? To get defensive, to make excuses. But if you say, to me, it looks like you haven't practiced, you're just sharing your perception. It's not an objective fact, it's your observation. And this is so powerful psychologically. You're leaving room for their own interpretation. You're handing the ball to them, letting them reflect on their own. And let's be honest, people will work 1,000 times harder to fix a problem they realize themselves than one that's shoved down their throat. So we've got the mindset, the structure, and the right phrasing, but we're not done yet. There are two final, kind of invisible layers that really determine whether any of this is going to work. It all comes down to the environment you create.
First, there's the atmosphere. Your nonverbal cues, your tone of voice, your facial expression are so important. Your words might be saying, "This isn't good enough yet," but your whole vibe needs to be screaming, "But I totally believe you can get there." Second, the criteria have to be crystal clear. People can't improve if they don't know what the target is. Ambiguity makes people freeze up.
When you put all of these pieces together, you create what's called a growth environment. It's this amazing state where people feel safe enough to fail, they know exactly what the rules of the game are, and their effort is valued. In a place like that, failure isn't a final judgment anymore. It's just part of the process of getting better. And I think this really gets to the heart of what feedback should be. It's not a weapon for judging people or for proving that you're right. It's a tool for connection. It's a bridge that you build from where someone is right now to where they have the potential to be. So how can you put this into practice, like tomorrow? Let's make it super simple. 3 things to try. 1, always start with one specific yes to make the other person feel safe. 2, try to swap out those "you are" accusations with "it looks to me" observations. And 3, maybe the most important of all, never, ever end on the problem. Always give them a specific "for" that points them forward. And as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last question. It's one thing to use this framework with other people, but what about the feedback you give yourself? When you're looking in the mirror, facing your own struggles, are you hitting yourself with that "I cannot" mindset? Or are you giving yourself the grace of "not yet"? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.